Hello Flosstube. Today is Tuesday the 24th of February 2026 and this is Flosstube number 57. I'm Lindsay, Cheshire Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Welcome back. My channel is mostly about cross stitch, but I do share other crafts. 9 times out of 10 that's going to be my beading, and as ever I have got some of that for you today. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. It's lovely to see you again, and a very warm welcome if you are one of the 17 new subscribers I've had since my last video. It's wonderful to have you here. If you are new and you haven't done so already, I would really appreciate it if you could like this video and any others of mine you might watch or may have already watched. Maybe even hit that subscribe button. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm, but I have no idea how it works. I just know it helps. And apparently there's a hype button, and what that means I have no clue whatsoever. I've just heard it mentioned. Might have to have a look into that so I can at least tell you what it's about. Right, admin bit done. So I'm looking down here as ever because my notes are on the table in front of me. So today I have got half an FFO. Yeah, half a one. It's the other half to the one I did. The first half was a few weeks back. I'm going like that, like you can in the past. I've got a finish. I've got some new starts. I've got temperature stitching. I've got PhDs. Then I'll tell you about my plans for the next couple of weeks, which aren't huge. They never are. I'll show you my bit of beading. Then we can do the draw for the temperature stitching for March. I've got some stash enhancement, some of which you're going to look at and go, what on earth has that got to do with cross stitch? All will become apparent. And I'll give you a bit of a life update as to what's been going on the last couple of weeks. It's been expensive. Next video should be Monday the 9th of March. I think that's everything I need to tell you. So first of all, we'll get going with my book of days. Very kindly gifted to me by Elaine, Ellie Welly Stitcher, at the start of the year. It's been, I'm having fun. I am having fun. So here is February so far. I haven't done any stitching today yet, so there we go. Yellow is for an FFO. Red is when I finish something, and green is when I start something. Although here, for some reason, I wrote my start in red. No idea why. Realised it when I was updating my book this morning, just making sure I got the last few days in. So I went and got the Tipp-Ex out. Last time I used Tipp-Ex, it was a brush. It's now a little triangular piece of foam. Wow, what a difference. Because I remember with the brushes, you always ended up putting far too much on and you had to wait ages for it to dry. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Ingenious thing to use a little piece of triangular foam. Made it so much easier, and I didn't put much on, and by the time I'd screwed the cap back on the bottle, I could write on it. Not that you really needed to know any of that, but there we go. So yeah, we've got more stickers in. These ones, I was wandering around the range and came across these. I think I've got a few other shapes as well. I've certainly got other colours. They were reduced, they were like 25p. I'm having them. So there we go. That is my book of days so far for February. So let's start off with my half and FFO, shall we? It's Goose's hat. The pattern has it more of, I can't really take it away. The pattern has it more like that. I didn't want to do that. So I've just kind of winged it. Put the same giraffe back. Take my teeth out. The same giraffe fabric on the back of the hat as I have on the back of Goose. My 2026 charms arrived, so I got one of those on it. There we go. And I went digging for a pom-pom. Assorted colours, no sort of creamy ones. I had white, so there was an Earl Grey tea bag that I got one time in the cotton and twine box. I don't like Earl Grey tea, and I no longer have a mum to give it to, so I used it to coffee and tea dye. Well, not coffee and tea dye the pom-pom, so it wasn't quite so stark a white. But there we go. There is Goose with his hat. I'm very pleased with him. I do love my little Goose. And the chart has been passed on at Cheshire Stitchers for the next person. Right, so finish. Only the one. Bobbin. Did say last time it would probably be finished. Loved it. Absolutely loved stitching bobbin. It was such a little delight to do. So I used all the called for weeks dye works, and my fabric is 32 count Lavender Bliss that I bought from Fobbles years ago, and I mean years ago. It's probably been in my stash for at least 12 years, if not longer. My parents and I, we used to do craft fairs, and we would go up to, I'm pretty sure it's Woolfest, that's held at Cockermouth in Cumbria. And Fobbles always used to have this little, well, not little, but a stand there, and I would always go and have a wander and a nosy, and I bought this off her. And what amazed me is when I went to Fobbles last year? Was it last year we went, or was it 24? Anyway, in the last 18 months or so. She remembered me. We stopped doing craft fairs at least 10 years ago because my mum's health was declining, and she couldn't, well, her physical health was declining, and she physically couldn't manage it anymore. So we stopped doing craft fairs. But, you know, there's me waffling on, as usual, about a piece of fabric that I bought, where I bought it from, and giving you information that you probably didn't really need to know or want to know. But there we go. You know now. So, yeah, there is my little bobbin. Loved him. Absolutely loved him. And he was the first of my 26 in 26, which, as you should know by now, are all going to be sewing themed this year. Bobbin, with the name and the fact that he's holding a needle, counts. So that is my one finish. So, new starts. I started his berry basket. I'm using the same fabric, so 32 count Lavender Bliss. Pretty sure it's a white gart. I'm not sure if I've said that or not already, because this is the second time that I'm recording. I got about 20 minutes into the first one and suddenly realised that I hadn't prepared the drawer for the temperature stitching that I usually do at the end of the month. So had to stop it and get that sorted out, and also realised that I hadn't written down the stats for projects either. So anyway, so again, I'm waffling. I've made a start on the berry basket. I am doing it over 2, over 1 even. So I'm using the same fabric. Haven't done a huge amount. It's over 1. I need to be on my own and can concentrate. So I'll do a little bit on it again later this afternoon, once I've finished filming and tidied up and had some lunch, because, well, it's getting late in the day. So there we go. There is Bobbin's berry basket. So, thought the frame was going to fall off the table. My next new start, I did tell you I was going to start this next month for my, no, not next month, this month for my February ornament. It's that one. Yuletide hornbooks from My Lady's Needle. It came as a kit with everything you needed, but I'm doing him first. I will be doing this one as well. That might be March's ornament. Now, it's on 40 count midnight from Lakeside Linens. So I can't do much. Couldn't find anything to hold it, so I've just had a route through scraps and sewn some scraps around the edge so I could put it into a hoop. Now, it is on 40 count, like I said. Uses Belsoir silk, which I don't think I've ever used before, but I can only do a little bit at a time. Again, I need to concentrate, and when I come to do the over 1 bits, I will have to sit in my beading chair, at my beading desk I should say, to get those done, because they're over 1 on 40 count. And obviously because it's a dyed 40 count, it's more likely to be 41, 42 count. So it's a hard going, and I can only do it in short bursts before my eyes go, nuh-uh, we've had enough, we're not doing that anymore. And then one last start in, I'm going to show you this now rather than when I show you me beading. I had a go at a new bag. Thoroughly enjoyed making this. My zipper pull I got in the Sudi Day Advent last year. I thought, right, we've got a sewing themed bag, we're having a sewing themed scissor pull, but I put sunflowers on the inside. Yeah, I think this bag is going to become my larger sewing themed project bag for my 26 and 26. Did I not write a card for this? Okay, yes I did. There it is. So I started this on the 13th of February, and it's number 4 of my 26. As you know, well, you might not know if you're new here, I'm doing 26 and 26, and they're all going to be sewing themed. So I'm using a 32 count antique white Ada, which I subbed. No, I'm not. I'm using an antique white Murano 32 count, which I subbed for the Ada. And I've switched some of the colours as well. This did appear in my video of my sewing themed chart. well, there was kits as well, so I can't really say just charts. It was a gift off my daughter. It's got copyright of 2022 on it, I think. I'm sure I've seen that somewhere. And she gifted it me, so I've had it a good 3-4 years now. I've changed the pinks. I don't do pink, so I've changed them for lilacs. I pulled out 208 to 211 because there's one I'm a bit that might not be enough of a contrast on one of them, so I've worked on it 3 times so far, and here we are now. There we go. It's coming on quite quickly. And I've just realised I remembered my board again. That's 2 videos running, I've remembered my board. Must be this sunshine that we've got, it's going to my head. And the fact that it's actually warm enough, I've got washing on the line today. February, end of February, and there's washing on the line. Usually it's at least mid-March. Not complaining. I like it, and I'd rather have the sunshine than the grey, miserable skies that we've had continuously for the 2-3 weeks. But anyway, there we go. As you can see, like I said, I've changed the pink to a lilac, lavender, lilac, whichever you want to call it. And there we go. I'm really happy with how well it's doing. So there we go. You will see this bag more because I'm going to keep my larger 26 and 26 is in this, and it fits a number 3 Nerge lovely. So I'm going to see about making one slightly bigger to see if I can get well, just measuring it and getting a size 4 Nerge in it. But there we go. Really, really happy with how that's turned out. And I'm happy with the progress I've made on my new star. Lost track of words. So now we will move on to temperature stitching. I've only worked on five temperature stitches, but some of those have been worked on multiple times. So first of all, we have Morning Coffee by Stitch Rovia. Started it on the 10th of April last year. It's on 32 count clotted cream linen, which I think is what I got. And it's got the called for DMCs, and it was number 8 of my 25 in 25. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. Oh, this screen needs a clean. I'll say it's had a couple of outings, and I think it's still got one due. But here it is now. So we are at 2,260 stitches of 3,158, which is 71.56%. So next time it comes out, I've got a few bits to fill in here, and then I'll use the chart that I printed out originally to do the little bits of backstitch around morning. And then the top half, I think, will be completed. As you know, Pattern Keeper doesn't record backstitch. So there we go. But I am really happy with how it's coming along. I say I'm pretty sure it's due another visit. I've been in the wars. was cutting some bread the other day and the knife slipped, so I've got a little flap of skin there which is getting ready to come off, and I've got a little cut there. Don't know, can you see it there? And because it's right on the bend of you, every time I move my finger it's like, that hurts. Not pain, you know, really painful hurts, just enough for it to kind of go, yoo-hoo, I'm here. Right, so next temperature stitch that's been out is Aventail. I think I still need to do one on this, I'm not entirely sure. Let me find my picture. Come on, where are you? Don't think that's it. I think, oh, so yeah, Aventail. Last time you saw it, I don't think this is the right picture, but there we go. So I'm half done, and here move me that way. There we go, here it is now. So I started this on the 25th of August last year. This was number 19 of my 25. I am stitching it on a 36 count. I've no idea what. I was gifted the fabric. It was left over from a berry. Someone I know had done a berry at ready for the Lancashire Stitchers class last year at Yorkshire Stitch Laugh Learn Day, and she gifted me the leftover piece, and it was perfect for Aventail. So I've no idea what it is, I just know it's 36 count, and I am using a dinky dye, black opal, which is number 129. As I say, it's half done. With any luck, before long, it will be completed. Next, this has only been out once, but never mind, they all count. This is a cotton and twine box from March 2023. I subbed 32 count white for the fabric because I bought it as a pass box, so it came with Ada. I started it on the 11th of January 2025. I have to remember that every time because I wrote 24 on it for some weird reason, and it was number 3 of my 25 and 25. So it's coming on, it's coming on. We're getting there slowly but surely. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. I'm now at the point of just filling in colours, picking a colour and running with it. So there we go. So I finished these 3 flowers here. What else did I do? I filled in the 2 chickens. I think that was all I did. Temperature stitching is, I personally check the BBC weather app each morning, check what the highest temperature is, and then stitch on that project accordingly. 100 stitches thereabouts to get things moved along, or in some cases finished. I did actually manage to finish a couple of them last year. So that is spring. Next is in one of those high class bags. Bar Humbug. From You and I and Friends. Started it last year whilst on retreat. Where's my bit of card? No, I don't have. Oh, should have done. Where's that gone? Okay. It came about because I was told I had to have a sheep's start because I said sheep's by accident. So, yeah. Is that the right picture? Yeah. Yeah. So, this has only come out the once. Rosie, get down. So, last time you saw it, that can't be the right picture because that's what that looks like now. Where's the other? Does that mean I've deleted it? Probably. Okay. Yeah. Dumb me's deleted it. Hang on. There we go. Last time you saw it, it looked like that. There we go. Let's get out of that because that's the deleted pictures. And now, what's like that? So basically, I just did more of the green border. I'm using 36 count paper bark from Fox and Rabbit and sulky threads. I just eyeballed it off the DMC conversion because it was originally stitched in Anchor and I just eyeballed it for sulky. So there we go. So I think next time I might make a start on the sheeps because that's, again, it's a big block and then I can alternate between the sheeps and the border. But I'm at the top, the side, so obviously there's more to come across the top, but that's the top of the side, and then the bottom side will be about here. So there we go. There's that one. And then my last temperature stitching, which was lovely. For the first time this year, the Dreaming came out a few days back. It's not put in an appearance yet so far this year, so it's obviously the Dreaming from Dinky Dyes. I started it on the 30th of May last year. 36 count white and the called for silks. It was number 14 of my 25 and it was my last Mania start. So the called for is Dinky Dyes number 93 Pacific Ocean and number 97 Aussie Jewels. There we go. I do have another skein of Aussie Jewels. So last time you saw it, which will have been in the PhD parade at the start of the year, it looked like that. And now it's only had its 100 stitches on it, like this. So basically I finished that flower that off. I had that partly done, and then I came down here to use up the length of Aussie jewels that I had on my needle. I started doing a bit more of the border. So there we go. That's how it's looking now. And that is the end of the temperature stitching. So now we'll move on to the PhDs, which I can't remember if I said this before or not. PhDs, I don't refer to my projects as whips, they are PhDs, which is a potential happy dance. Just because we all do happy dance when we finish something. So I pulled out, for love quilts, I've pulled out an old one that I didn't manage to get finished last year, but it's a sports quilt has come up, so I thought, right, I'm going to do that. I can do that, I can get that finished, and then I've still got another one to make a start on, but that's, so it's that one, which is a football in 2 hearts. So the last time you saw it, it looked like this, which again will have been in my PhD parade. And now it looks like this. Last Monday was half term here in the UK, so I had the boys for the full day, so it got quite a lot of work on it. And then I did some more when I came home that evening. So there we go. 14 count Ada, called for DMCs, but I can't give you the chart because it's in the Love Quilt files. Next we have Deadpool. Bought this from Thread Geeks last year when they announced they were discontinuing, and I actually went looking for, I'd done a search for Baby Groot, found this, my partner saw it, fell in love, so had the ridiculously stupid idea of trying to finish it for his 50th birthday, which is on the 1st of October. I don't think I'm going to do it, but if I can get it a good way on, I'll be happy. So we are currently at 6,325 stitches of 56,034, which is 11.29%. So in the last 2 weeks I've done another 3% of it, but the last 2 weeks have been a bit, like I say, I'll fill you in after. So I think last time you saw him, I've got to try and work out which picture it was. It wasn't that one. Wasn't that one. I think last time you saw him, he looked like that. I could be wrong, but I think that was the last time you saw him. And now it looks like this. I have got another number 4 Nerge. I'm thinking I might just try it in the number 4. So I filled in lots here. I've done a bit more on his arm. So this is the pale stripy bit on his arm. There. And I've come up. I look at some of them and go, oh, I'll do that. I can fill that in. And then go, no, you haven't got that colour yet. There's some colours I'm missing. So I need to buy some to get up to date with him, get all this filled in. My general plan is to do as much as I can here, and then I can move the frame. But like I say, I might try with the number 4 Nerge. But there we go. I told you the stats, didn't I? Yes, I did. I told you the stats. So there he is now. I'll get some more done on him today, but I won't get any done tomorrow. partner's off tomorrow, so he's coming with me to have the boys, because Monday was beading group. Did I not? No, I didn't. I usually have things in the bags ready, but I didn't have this one in its bag ready. Never mind. Right, so that's that one done. So, Jeanette and I have been doing our stitch along. Doing this one. We've also got Sunflowers Farm, but she's trying, Jeanette especially is trying to get her whip count down, because at the start of the year she had 235. She's trying to get one a week finished. She's done well so far. So it was my turn to pick which one we worked on. So I picked this thinking we could get it that bit closer to a finish. So yeah, I bought these last year at Peakside Weekend. So it came with threads. So it's back from 2014. So these would have been new releases in 2014. So the general plan is we stitch them and then we swap them. So, but I don't think there's going to be enough of that to do too, because I've still got all that snow under the bottom to do yet. So, but it was nice to work on it again. I'm using 32 count daily grind from R&R that I bought last year. Last time you saw it, it looked like this. So we worked on it Sunday evening, and I did a little bit yesterday, which Jeanette is fully aware of. She stitches faster than I do, so I have a lot of stuff that stops me stitching it sometimes, and this time was one of them. So I did a little bit on it last night, but here it is now. So I've finished the polar bear, I finished that tree and filled it in. I've stitched that tree. I made a good start on the sleigh. I've done the little cardinal there, the cardinal there, and I've done the red dots around that border. So I've still got, there's another colour to go in here. I've got a little bit more to do on his harness. I've got more to do on the sleigh. I've got this tree to complete, and then all the snow underneath. Oh, and there's a candy cane down this side as well. So there we are now. As I say, it's really nice. Really enjoy working on it. So you never know. Next time round, on the 9th of March, it might be a finish. Depends, because it'll be Jeanette that picks next time we manage to work out a day that we can stitch. So there we go. That's that one. So next, let me find me before picture. I've got to get my bum into gear with this one. I really have. It needs to be finished. I need it out my life. I want my frame back. And the poor lady's waited more than long enough. This is the United Kingdom flag from Doodlecraft Designs. I'm stitching it for a customer of theirs. I don't enjoy it that much. As much as I love our flag, I don't enjoy this one that much. I think it's mostly because it's on Ada. But thanks to one of my lovely viewers who said, why don't you use a sharp needle? It's a lot easier. So last time you saw it, it looked like this. I've only worked on it once. I keep thinking I've got to start and pick it up every day. Even if I only do an hour on it every day, it'll get it done. I need it done. I need it out my life. but here it is now. So I did most of that blue section. Well, I did that blue section, finished off the thread, and then I came over here to do some white. If I don't show this in my next floss tube, yell at me. Please, yell at me. Tell me off, tell me to get my backside into gear and get it done, because it needs to be finished. Like I say, I need it out my life, and the poor lady has waited far too long for it. So I've got to get my bum into gear. So next, still haven't printed out a picture of this one, so bear with. I need to go into Dropbox for the picture. Come on. You're not under that bit. You're under that bit. Ginger. This was the class from Stacey Nash, or one of the classes from Stacey Nash at the Jingle Ball last year, and I fell in love. So I should get round to getting a picture printed out. It'd make my life a lot easier for doing this. So last time, so you put that down, and I need it. I need it to show you the pictures. No, pictures. So last time, come on. No, I didn't want to expand the picture. There we go. Last time you saw her, she looked like that. So I'm using all the called for Weeks Dye Works. There we go. And my fabric is a 32 count. No, it's not. 36 count. From Fabrics by Crafty Kate that I bought last year at Retreat. The called for is something like red pear. I couldn't find that, so I just found something that I like that the colours worked on. So it just says custom on the label, so I've no idea. And so here she is now. Now, I can't really tell, and I can't really tell that well looking at it in the camera, but I have filled in most of the pattern on her dress. I hope you can see that. The sun's coming through the door, so it's making everything a bit too bright because I'm recording a little later than I would normally. But I hope you can see that. I've got a few more rows to do, and then the bulk of her dress will be finished. So I'm going to finish those off, finish filling it in, and then the colour that's here in the dress is underneath the dress. If I start and think, actually, I don't like that, I'll find something else and sub it. It doesn't matter if the pattern on the dress is slightly different. It might look different in a block. So I am at 1,110 stitches of 3,194, which is 34.75%. So when I think last time you saw her, she was at 14.12%. That's what I've got written on my card. 451 stitches, so I don't know. But there we go. I've enjoyed working on her again, and I will continue to work on her. Right. Thursday, I took this with me. I had to go and wait for the car to be MOT'd. And I wanted something to take with me that was going to be quite straightforward. So I took this. This is January's ornament. Not a good ornament to pick because it is very stitch heavy. I won it in as a door prize last year at Retreat, and Caroline from Haystack Stitching very kindly allowed me to change the one that I did win to this one, because the other one, while it was beautiful, was not my taste. So I took this with me. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. Bought these frames from Create Nostalgia, but I know there are other places. I know Talking Dog Stitcher does them as well. So, and here we are now. So I finished filling in along here and then came up and started more rows of white up here. Oh, that makes it look worse. That made it look dirty. So there we go. So yeah, I took that with me and was working on that whilst waiting for Daisy to be MOT'd. Daisy is the car. I was brought up with vehicles have got to have a name, so she's Daisy. Only a couple left. Yeah, only a couple left. So I have been rather lax in this, but I have done some. I've been doing Wensler Wednesday when I can. See, tomorrow my partner is off, so I don't know if I will get time to do it because there's stuff he needs to do in the morning, and it'll be, can you just give me a hand a minute? So I don't know. But I may not work on this one. If I do get time, I might do my Sun Dragon, because that's come out in the temperature stitching and I haven't had time to stitch it as yet. So Wensler Wednesday, I'm doing this one. I started it back in 2016 with my friend that passed away, my other mother. And before I don't know, what was I going to say? Last time you saw it, it looked a bit like this. I forgot to take a picture of it the first time I worked on it for Wensler Wednesday, so this is what it looked like before last week. So it's growing, it's slowly growing. I only manage, I do about 100 or so, thereabouts, stitches on it. But, you know, they all count. It's all progress. If I only do 50 stitches on it in a week, it doesn't matter. There we are now. So some of it you can't really see, because it's a pale colour against a pale fabric. There we go. So I'm currently working in this area here, but I have done some filling here as well. Note to self, next time you film later in the day when the sun is at the front of the house, shut the blind on the door. So I started it on the 7th of October in 2016, but I don't know the fabric. I started it as a stitch along with Pat. that was my friend that passed away, my other mother. And I started doing Wensler Wednesdays on the 21st of January. So, there we go. That's that one. And then my last one, inspired by Sally, Flossie Sews and Grows. She started doing a 5-thread Friday. So I've been working on this. I have discovered that I cannot now, for some reason, use the full length of thread because it splits. I get about halfway down and it goes, ha, we're not doing that anymore. I don't have a card. I haven't found the information as yet, but I will do. So, last time, that's not the picture. Oh, don't tell me I've deleted it as well. Oh no, it will be that one. Last time you saw it, it looked like this. So yeah, red velvet inscription sampler in purple. And now, looks like this. So 5-thread Friday. What I've been doing is I've been using half a length of thread. It's Needle Necessities, and they're about, I don't know, I'll get one out and show you. But it's shredding in the middle, so I've cut it in half, and or I cut my length in half and use half the length. So this Friday, with any luck, I can get H finished. That would be nice. I will, like I say, I will dig that information out for you. Because I've got it written down when I started it, so I just need to go and pull out the appropriate book. But it's see, and I don't know why they started to, maybe I just need to change the needle, but you can see it's quite long, and I've always just used one. I'm doing it 1/2, by the way. So I'm having to cut them in half. So I'm still doing 5-thread Friday, but I'm not doing 5 long threads like I was doing. Essentially I'm doing 2.5, aren't I, of those, because they are so long. But it's making progress. Takes me, don't know, 2.5, 3 hours, maybe a bit longer, depending on how often I have to get up to feed the cats, make a coffee, sort washing out, answer the door, you know, stuff, life. Do you want to come and say hello? I didn't put that back. Let me put that back in my folder, otherwise I'm going to end up losing it. So, that is the end of the stitching. And we're 54 minutes in. Could be a long one. Come on then. No? Okay. No, she doesn't want to come and say hello. So, next, plans. Nothing major. I watched Lynn the Lancashire Stitcher over the weekend, and she's bought this chart. So I commented and said, I've got that chart. Want to do start along? Maybe on Saturday, because Saturday is Lancashire Stitcher, so I'm going to Lancashire Stitchers on Saturday. So she's like, yeah, that sounds like a plan. So we're going to start this on Saturday. Haven't pulled any fabric as yet, but I'm thinking my blue is going to be this, which is Silks for You PRO51. I used it on the Christmas tree pot last year, but I've also pulled out that. I haven't fully, once I've decided on my fabric, I'll have a better idea of what thread I'm going to use. And then for the reds, I've got possibly this one. This is Dinky Dye's 254 Heartthrob. Or maybe it calls for Belle Soirs. Well, I haven't got any Belle Soirs apart from the bit that's in, which is the right colour by the way, but no. This is Thread Gatherer Silken Colours in the reds, so I might use that. These are both ones that I did in, sorry, dropped my bag. They were both in Tonner's Rangies in 2024. So, and apart from, oh, and white. I have discovered whilst looking, I do not have white silk. So I've got that one, and I've got a Madeira white. This one and the other one came from my friend that passed from her stash. So, but other than that, you know, plans are just keep doing my temperature stitching, keep Wentzler Wednesdays, keep doing 5 thread Fridays, and whatever else I fancy. Possibly finish the North Pole, that would be nice. But that's it, really. No massive earth-shattering plans. And obviously to keep working on Deadpool. So, my bit of beading. I mean, you saw this last time. I was working on the last section. It's not gone together very well. It's a bit lumpy bumpy, but I'm happy with it. It's turned out really well. Called Frosty. I think it was just called Frosty, from Lady Luna Cat. It was a gift in Seed Beads and More Advent in 2020. Loved it. I just had a hankering to make a star. So there we go. Next time round, I don't know if there'll be any beading to show you or not. Well, actually, I could have, well, yeah, there will be something to show you because I could have shown it you today, but I went to beading group on Monday and I took my beaded cert to cert with me. But I've only done a couple of rows, so it's not really worth showing. And it was watching Stuart on Sunday, Stuart's in Stitches, showing his beaded one that he's doing on fabric. Well, that's how my cert to cert started. Somebody posted it 10 years ago in September. No, 2010. Somebody posted cert to cert done in beads on fabric, and I thought, oh, that's nice. But, so mine is literally just beads. There's no fabric. But it was watching Stuart on Sunday that I'm like, do you know what? You haven't worked on that for a while. So I pulled that out. So next, do my drawer or my temperature stitching. Part of me's going, maybe you should try doing a month where you don't do a drawer. Get what I mean? Don't. So I'll draw for March, and then maybe in April not do a draw at the end of March for April and just leave all the numbers as they are. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, you've seen me shaking this around. So my 0 for March is going to be Aventail. So if we get any zeros, it might get finished. My number 1 is going to be the snowman. That's not come out at all, which I'm kind of glad about because it's a snowman and I like it, but I don't really want to stitch on it. So if he continues to not come out this next month, then if I do a draw at the end of March, I can replace him. I don't know. I'll see. I haven't decided. So number 2 is Sun Dragon, which he's been number 2 this time round, I think. Yeah, it's been number 2 this month and he hasn't come out. We have had quite a few double-digit days, and today's another one of them. But I forgot to check this morning. I think it's about 15 degrees today. Number 3 is going to be Winter Woolens. Oh, anyway, I was saying about my beading. Oh, dropped my pen, sorry. I finally made a start on the 12-sided dice, so it depends how that's going. I was talking to Kate quite a bit yesterday about it and what I could do, because I was struggling to get the numbers in the centre of the pentagon, and I'll probably end up showing you no matter what, because there we go. So number 4 is going to be Morning Coffee. Number 5, Bar Humbug. Let me know, do you think I should continue to do a draw every month, or maybe do a draw every 2 months? That's a thought. Let's see how we go. Number 6 is going to be Dreaming. I mean, it gives me a variety. Doing the draw gives me a variety of projects. Yeah, different order, because if we get a lot of number 5s, I'm going to get fed up doing the dreaming all the time. No, Morning Bar Humbug. I'd get fed up doing that, you know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you think. Number 7 is going to be Spring. Again, you see, if spring can come out a few times, I may well get it finished. So I've got the last 2 out. Number 8 is going to be Merry Christmas. And so my number 9 will be the Winter Bear. I am, as ever, a little bit behind on my temperature stitching. Tomorrow I won't check the temperature because I know it's going to be a busy day because I've got the boys. Saturday I won't check the temperature because I'm going to be out all day and I'm just not going to get time to do it. So I've started to not do it on days I know, because otherwise I'll just get far too far behind. So that's my draw done. So my stash enhancement. This was a gift off my lovely friend Sue when we went to Cheshirestitcher. She's been having a sort out. Came across these and thought, I know exactly who would like those. So I got some more giraffe stickers from my book of days and now I can put one in there. So yes, thank you very much, Sue. I love them, as you know. They are just, oh. Sally, Flossy Sews and Grows, was there with her box of pins for her daughter, who is going to the Scout Jamboree in 2027, and it's in Poland. I couldn't remember where it was last time. It's Poland. So they have to raise about £3,000, but some of that money is to help pay for kids from less well-off countries to attend. So she was there with her pins, so I bought another lot of pins. I also gave her a lot of beads. I gave her a load from the beading group stash, and then I've had a route through just one bag of mine, one bag and one box of mine, and gave her another bag. I haven't even touched my mum's yet. Amy Rose had a giveaway and I won. She'd bought this book and it wasn't what she expected it to be, but it's all book related, so I've just opened it on that page. Now, my oldest daughter is a big reader, so I thought I'd get the book, because my daughter does stitch as well. I will stitch a few of these for her, but the Amy knows it was primarily wanted for my daughter. See, there's loads in here, and like I say, my daughter does stitch, not anywhere near as me, but you know, she'll enjoy doing it because they're all smaller projects as well. So yeah, so thank you very much to Amy. I have let her know it's arrived. There we go. I wandered into one of the charity shops in town that quite often has crafty bits, and I bought this. Not because I have any intention of crocheting a turtle, but I bought it. Let's see if I can find a picture of said turtle for you. Now, Lucy gets first refusal of the pattern if she wants it, which is my daughter. If not, if she doesn't want it, then I'm quite happy to post the pattern to somebody else. But I bought it. I like the colour of the hook, but you know, I've no intention. I bought it for those 3 rather large cakes, yarn cakes, aren't they, of chenille trim. I thought, do you know what, for £3, that's worth it. And the bag of stuffing. Well, you can never have too much stuffing, can you? So yeah, that's what I bought it for, not because I have any intentions. And it does have the little eyes and things in it as well. So like I say, Lucy, I know you watch. If you want the pattern, it's yours. If you don't want the pattern, that's fine. I'm sure there may well be another viewer out there that would be interested in it. My monthly silks for you have arrived. So we have PR 180, like that one. PR 190. PR 60. And PR 97. So that's those, and then I wandered into the local hospice shop, and they had loads of lavender and lace patterns. Oh, I've never seen this one before, but it was the alphabets. If I did it, well, if I ever do get around to doing it, I'll probably leave the verse out and just move that, you know, it was the alphabets that caught my eye. They also had DMC, which I did buy because they were selling them 5 for £1. And then another thing I picked up in charity shop was this. I don't know if I'm going to leave it that colour or paint it, but I thought it would be ideal for stitching, for little stitching things. You know, obviously not that one because the bar hides half the thing, but yeah. So I might paint it, I don't know, I haven't decided. And then the other thing I bought, which is the thing that you're going to sit there and go, what? I bought a cake stand. I've been looking for one for a while, and I managed to get one last year at a car boot sale, but it's a cheap and nasty plastic one. It's not very nice, it's not very stable, so I've wanted a proper one. Now I can see there's a few of you going, huh? What on earth? Why would you want one of those? What's that got to do with stitching? It's the same principle as the blue. I can put stitching finishes on it to display. There you go, see? I haven't entirely lost the plot. But this is exactly what I was looking for. They had a different one, but it was only 2 tiers and it was fancy. And I'm like, no, I want a plain white one because I want the stitching to be the focus. So yeah, see, I can put, so I can, the cheap nasty plastic one that's over there, I can now dismantle and chuck in the recycling. So yeah, so I haven't completely lost the plot, but I thought, yeah, that's exactly what I want. I've assembled it this morning and I'm just looking at it now and thought, you should give it a wash first. Oh well, I can easily take it apart again. So the last thing I have that I can now share before I do my life update is my red box. Remember I showed it you in my last Flosstube. I showed you the red box and I showed you the blue and showed you all the envelopes, but I couldn't go into detail until Nicola had done her video, which I will link below for you. So see, I could show you all the envelopes, but I couldn't show you the charts. Well, like I say, she's done her video. I will find it and link it for you. So when you opened the box, first thing you got was this little pouch. This will have a project in it, and I kind of hoped that we would get the chart for this, and we didn't, which is a bit So you open it up and we have, sorry, I should have taken these out the plastic. We have some fabric panels that you can do what you like with. I think Nicola Parkman was like, turn them into pincushions. Well, you could, or you could make a needle book. I don't know what I'm going to do with mine, to be fair, but they're beautiful. And they're a lovely, lovely quality cotton. It's nice and thick, and so that was one thing in the little pouch. And then we have got a zipper pull It's not going to make much difference if I take it out of the plastic. So this, like I said in the last video, this was the remains of my birthday and Christmas money off my partner. So we've got a lovely butterfly, zippable. Then we have a needleminder. This is on one of the samplers. And we have, now this I will need to take out. We have Ring Bling again. It has the horse on it. And all these lovely, lovely charms for the Ring Bling. And then in the bottom of the pouch we have, this is based on Anne Watson, The First Efforts of an Infant's Hands. Beautiful glasses case. And then inside is the lens cleaner. I was kind of hoping that we would get this sampler, but we didn't. So that's that. So now we got a load of vouchers as well, but I'm not going to show you them. So our first envelope was this lovely blue one. This sampler didn't have a name, so Nicola Parkman called it All Creatures Great and Small. She does go into a lot of detail on her unboxing, so if you want to go and find out lots of information, go and watch it. Like I say, I will put it in the link below. There are some of these that I know I will not stitch. There are some that I'm like, I like that. I can see me doing that. I can see me doing that. I could see me doing part of that one. And there is one that I am absolutely positively going to do, and will probably find some fabric within the next few days. Next we have this lovely minty green, and this is Sarah Royal 1828. Put my glasses on and I can read you the verse. May I always ready stand with my lamp burning in my hand. May I in sight of heaven rejoice when I hear the bridegroom's call. May 1828. So again, that is one that I could see me doing at some point. I do quite like that one. I know for sure there is one that I will not do. This is Rebecca Austin, 1893. Again, another one that I can see me doing. I like this one. I'll be doing them in DMC because I don't have a Vera Soir 100 threes. I don't have 103 money. So there's that one. That was in an orange envelope. If you got a red box and you are going to do any samplers from it, let me know. Another blue envelope. This is Elizabeth Parks 1857. That's the horse that they've used as the motif. Now, I like this down to about here, so I would probably take those out. Those are the bits I don't like. I like the top of it, But whether or not I would ever actually get around to it, I don't know. Next we have Mary Borrowdale, 1826. So, and there's a lot of information in well, like I say, go if you want to watch more details, because obviously Nicola does the unboxing, but she also shows you the stitched models. Purple envelope next. Molly Stone, 1918. I quite like that one. I like the colours. It's unusual colours for a sampler. Then we had a yellow envelope. No, I didn't sit and open all mine at once. I didn't sit and wait and open them as Nicola opened them. I opened mine over a few days. This is Winifred Seabright, 1828. And most of them are quite big. This one is, if I did it on 36 count linen, it's 13.6 by 17. So they're not small samplers. But you will never be able to buy these samplers anywhere else unless you get them on a D-stash. Pink envelope was next. And Where Birds Once Sang. I love this one. I might suggest to my daughters that they get me some 103s for my birthday. They've got a couple of months. Possibly. See, I have also debated stopping my fabrics of the month and my silks for you and joining Corey's little shop 103s club. But I don't know. Green envelope next. I would not stitch that as a whole. I do not like it. But I do like that alphabet at the top there. So I may just do the alphabet. I like the flower pots. I like those as well. But I'm not a fan of huge houses. And that's what puts me off more than anything. That's Emily Clement, 1885. So yeah, no, not my not my cup of tea at all, that one. Then we have a nice dark green envelope. Elizabeth Land, 1851. Love the border. I'm on the fence. I knew when I used the rest of my Christmas and birthday money that I would not love every single one. Next we have a dark blue envelope. And I was chatting to Lois about it because she knew I'd bought this, and she said, "Are there any marking samplers?" Not yet. And then I opened this one. This is the one I'm going to start in as soon as I've got off my bum and found some fabric. I love this. Very me. I love a marking sampler like this. So I'm going to get this done. I dug out the one reel of 103 that I've got. It's a red. So I'm going to see if I can do that in this in that. I have used 103s. It's There's one of them in, Peacock Cipher. That was my first experience of 103. And we have a red envelope. And this is another, absolutely, I'm going to stitch this at some point. This is Alice, Lily and Florence, and it's a Bristol Orphanage sampler, number 7. Look at that. So this on 36 count is 14.94 by 19.94 on 36 count linen. So I would need 7 skeins of DMC. And it doesn't tell me how many reels of 103 you'd need for 36. But yeah, I absolutely adore that, and that will be stitched at some point as soon as I can buy a big enough piece of fabric. Because you need, what do we need? So basically 21 by 26 for the fabric on 36 count. It's huge, but I will be doing that. I love that. That one will not be going anywhere. And then we had a pink envelope. Ugh. Odelle Francois, 1887. Again, I like this. I do like this, all the different borders and different alphabets, and so yeah, I can see me doing that one at some point. And then the last sampler is in this nice minty green envelope, and it is the Garden of Eden. I like it. I'm not so keen on the Adam and Eve, but I do like the sampler as a whole. I'd have to, I don't know, maybe leave them out and do something else, or I don't know, because I'm not keen. I'm not keen on the Adam and Eve. And then the last thing, the last envelope, which was a black one, which, like I say, I hoped contained that sampler, was just a card. That basically is about the box. Howlays took 3 years to get it together. So it's just a note about the box in general, and then a list of items that were in it. So there we go. That was the All Creatures Great and Small box number 2. So really, really very pleased with it. I think it's good value for money. And I sat and I worked it out because my partner was horrified at what it cost. And I'm like, but even ignoring those, I said, the samplers, I said, you're looking at about £18.50 per sampler. I said, well, a sampler on the website for the sizes these are, you're looking at £25. I said, so it's good value for money. Oh, right, okay. He's a guy, he doesn't understand. But then again, I don't get why he spends so much money on fishing. So, right, long one today. Hour and a half. So I'm just going to do a quick life update. What's been happening in the last couple of weeks. I got in the car last Monday to go to the boys. With it being half term, I was there for the full day. And the car wouldn't start. I just got click, 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 click. So my partner luckily he was still at home. He got his battery booster out, attached it to the car, nothing. Click, 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 click. The battery was well and truly dead. Absolutely foobarred. So I came in, I rang my son-in-law, told him what had happened, and I'm like, you've got two choices. Do you either take the day off, he's his own boss so he can do that. I said, oh, you come and get me, and then one of you will have to bring me home. So that's what he did, he came and got me. So whilst waiting, I googled batteries for it, found one. Well, I ended up ringing the local shop at the top of the hill, so found a battery. But in the process of this, I goes on one website and it goes, your MOT has expired. And I'm like, oh shit. Didn't realise, I thought it ran out next month. No, it ran out on the 11th of February. So I'd driven previously to that, to cheshirestitchers, with no MOT. And it's been sat out on the main road, well, not the main road, but the street with no MOT. I'm lucky a police car hasn't come down and gone, oh, look, that car's got no MOT. So I had to buy a new battery, and the service was due, so I had to buy an oil filter and oil. That cost me a small fortune. And then Thursday morning, I had to go for an MOT, which is why I took the jumper with me to stitch. So yeah, last week was an expensive week, coupled with the fact that my partner is still having problems with the van and needed to buy a pipe of some, I don't know, a high pressure pipe, but it didn't get paid till Friday, so I had to loan him the money for his pipe, which he paid me back on Friday. Don't think he didn't, but that was another expense I could have done without. And then I spent one evening standing outside in the rain with the brolly up. Can you just hold the torch? Can you just hold the torch? That was Saturday night. 11 o'clock at night, I'm like, I've had enough, I'm going in, I'm not doing this anymore, figure it out yourself. He gave up at 12:30. Yeah, he kept working on his flipping van till 12:30, and it's still not quite right. There's still, there's got air, it's the steering, something to do with the steering pump and the fluid. So tomorrow morning, before we go to the boys, because he's off tomorrow, he's going to put more steering fluid in it and see if we can get the air out the system. But that's all it is now, is air in the system. I don't mind doing that in daylight. So there we go. But yeah, it was an expensive week last week, really expensive, that I could have done without. So yeah. So don't be surprised if on Instagram or in my coffee shop, well, I haven't set up a shop, but I've got a coffee account, Ko-fi, you see some bags appearing, because I need to try and recoup some of that money, because that was to pay for a retreat. So there we go. Right, so I'm done. I'll be back on the 9th of March. I do apologise. It's so long. I didn't expect it to be so long. I did think I maybe should have done the box as a separate bit. But if you've made it this far, thank you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the 9th of March. And don't forget, if you are new, like this video and any others, and maybe even hit that subscribe button. And if you've got any idea how that hype thing works, feel free to do that as well. I don't know about that, but you know. So there's a vague, slim chance that if not by Easter, by my birthday, I might reach 1,000. That would be nice. Right, so I'm going. I waffled on again. I do apologise. I will see you on the 9th of March. Until then, take care of yourselves and happy stitching. Bye.